Every night across Asia, grandmothers lean in close and whisper the same warning. Don't dig too deep, or the Nagas will wake. People picture river-sized snakes wrapped around mountains of gold, ready to bite anyone who gets greedy. A scary bedtime story, maybe. But the palm leaf scrolls tucked away in monastery vaults and temple cellars, scrolls still read aloud by nuns and monks, lamas and priests, tell a stranger tale. The Nagas weren't jealous dragons hoarding treasure. They're guardians, librarians, keepers of knowledge too potent for ordinary empires. They're babysitting scrolls, waiting for humanity to grow up. So the real question isn't, is the treasure real? It's, are we ready to read the fine print? Before we start chasing tunnels and temple basements, stop and think. Every culture that mapped the stars also drew a serpent curled around the world. Indians called them Nagas. Greece told of Python or Python at Delphi. The Maya worshipped Kukulkan. Australia's Aboriginal peoples speak of the rainbow serpent carving rivers with its body. Same being, same secret knowledge. Knowledge wearing scales. The Bun text of Tibet makes it explicit. To Tsambala, the king of the Nagas, a smoke offering. To the white Nagas, the blue Nagas, the red, green, yellow and black Nagas, a smoke offering. Coincidence? Or is this the world's oldest postal service, dropping hints across continents that we've forgotten something massive? So who are the Nagas? Well, Naga means serpent. But these aren't cobras in the garden. The oldest stories say they're a race, half human, half serpent, dwelling in hidden realms beneath rivers and lakes. Their king, Vasuki, is said to bear 1,000 heads. Their queens can walk amongst us, so radiant that poets lose their words. They shift shape as needed, fully human, fully serpent, or anything in between. They're not evil. They are meticulous. They can be touchy. Respect their waters and the rains will come. Pollute them and they'll return illness in kind. As the Lusang ritual sect says, may diseases of humans be resolved. May diseases of cattle be resolved. Enhance healing medicine with a smoke offering. If illness exists today, it can be healed. Every Himalayan village has its healer, often an old woman, who, when children fall ill with fevers, climbs the ridge, burns juniper and barley flour, and apologizes to the Nagas. And the fevers often vanish. Science might call it psychology. Tradition calls it diplomacy. Either way, it works. Legend says the Nagas also guard knowledge. After the Buddha Shakyamuni's enlightenment, week 6 brought a storm. He sat unmoved in the rain. King Mukalinda of the Nagas rose, spread his hood and sheltered him. When the storm cleared, Mukalinda spoke. Let us guard what you've discovered. When humans are ready, we will return it. The ritual text echoes this promise. To the Naga treasury of earthly goods and pleasures, a smoke offering. The Nagas with treasures save and prolong lives. The Nagas with treasures increase moral merit. Scholars whisper of underwater libraries, stone chambers, lotus doors, scrolls still supple. Bhutanese monks say that on the night the monsoon breaks, chanting rises from the rivers. The Nagas, it seems, are still on duty. If this were only Buddhist law, we might shrug. But serpent guardians appear everywhere, guarding thresholds too dangerous for careless hands. In Cambodia, coronations still recall the myth. A king's ancestor married a Naga queen, securing his right to rule so long as waters remain pure. In Greece, the python at Delphi guarded the Omphalos stone, the navel of the world. In Mesoamerica, Quetzalcoatl dove into the underworld, stole the bones of the past age and remade humanity. And in Australia, the rainbow serpent enforces balance. Disturb the water holes and you'll be punished until harmony returns. And the Lusang offers its own catalogue of guardians. To Naga gods dwelling in flowing water, a smoke offering. To Naga gods dwelling in solid rock mountain passes, a smoke offering. To all mountain Nagas, a smoke offering. To all ocean Nagas, a smoke offering. Same guardians, different continents, same mission. So, are the Nagas gone or just quieter? In Laos, glowing orbs rise from the Mekong each October. Scientists blame algae. Drones caught them falling spirals of Pali script. In Bhutan, farmers leave bowls of milk by rivers. By dawn, the bowls are empty and rice shoots double in height. In the South China Sea, sonar has mapped perfect circular shafts, dragon holes, plunging hundreds of feet. Compasses spin, cameras cut to static. Fishermen say the Nagas still stand watch. I have performed Naga pujas near waters in South Australia, and the people with me noticed that out of the blue snakes appeared under the bushes as if they were listening. This is not unusual. And the bond text widens the scale. To the 360 Nagas, a smoke offering. To the 21,000 minor Nagas, a smoke offering. To the 360 treasures of Nagas, a smoke offering. What matters if they exist? What matters is, are we listening? So how do humans answer back? Well, in the Bun tradition, we have a practice, the Lusang, the smoke offering to the Nagas. You will need juniper needles. And if you can't get these, juniper incense. Tibetan incense is the best for this, as it also contains jewels and other medicinal herbs. This is the postage stamp. Roasted barley flour with butter. This is the letterhead. Milk, yogurt, medicinal herbs, cream. This is the letter itself. And of course, clean water. And you need a clean fire or heat source producing white smoke. You must never send black smoke. Why would you send the Nagas hate mail? You can do this at dawn or during daylight hours, but not at night and never at winter. And you recite, respect the smoke offering. Thus, this smoke offering to the Nagas is given with visualization from the commentary text, The Jewel Treasury. Villagers say the smoke promises braids and sometimes forms them like mating serpents. And when it does, next rainfall, the water tastes sweet. The text promises transformation. If smoke offering, round stones turn to gold. If smoke offering, withered branches will arise. I once tried it during retreat on the Teesta River in Sikkim. I was missing home. That is a complicated story in itself. And as I performed the puja, the smoke bent against the wind and wrote a single syllable in Tibetan: remember. I never forget that. The texts agree. The Nagas will release their treasures when compassion outweighs greed. Self and all beings disseminate this text to help, guard, and protect. Not when we master technology, not when we increase GDP or productivity, but when rivers run clean without lawsuits, when treaties protect wetlands, when compassion scales higher than conquest. It may feel impossible, yet every time a community revives its river festival, every time youths march for climate action, every time a grandmother teaches the smoke offering to her grandchildren, the scales nudge a little. The Nagas aren't waiting for perfection, they're waiting for momentum. And each of us, in small rituals, in acts of reverence, in ecological healing, help swing the balance. But we must do it gently and quietly, for this is the way of the Nagas. And when that balance tips, the serpent archive opens. In our next episode, we move from law to practice. I will show you how to prepare your own Lusang offering step by step, gathering the elements, setting the space, and speaking the words that rise like smoke to the Nagas themselves. If you're ready to try, subscribe and join me. The Nagas are still listening and waiting for your mail.